Hi, I'm Lita Hamilton. I'm the author of The Way of the Toddler, Spiritual Lessons I Learned from My Zen Masters in Diapers. And I'm also doing a series of video vlogs to talk about my journey in parenting. And the last video I posted, I promised that in the next one I would share a couple of my inner peace tips for parents and moms specifically. So I'm going to do that now. The first thing that I'd like to share is that I take time to meditate every day. And that means that I sometimes I sit up in bed and just quietly breathe and sit in a more traditional style. When you think of meditation, you usually think of sitting cross-legged and breathing deeply. And sometimes I do that. So I do want to share that that is definitely an inner peace tip for any parent, is to spend some time every day in meditation. It doesn't have to be very long. It could be just a minute or so. But anything that you can do to breathe and center yourself is going to be of assistance in the overall life that we lead as parents. And the second thing that I wanted to share that I do that is like meditation, but is not that traditional way we think of meditation, is that often I drive in the car in silence. If I have dropped off my kids at school or nursery and I am by myself, I will just be in the car and I won't distract myself with anything else. And that really helps me to get grounded and centered so that I can be a peaceful mom the rest of the time. Another thing that I often do is pray in the shower and just stay in the shower a little bit longer and use my shower time as a bit of meditation. So, again, that's another way that we can take this concept of meditation and shift it to be more conducive to our lifestyles. So sometimes I, again, will just take a walk and do a walking meditation. And sometimes I use my housework as meditation also. So, for example, when I am folding laundry or putting my laundry into piles, I don't do it with any distractions around me. I do it in a very mindful way so that I'm doing what I call my laundry meditation. And everything that I'm describing here are just ways that we can take out some of the extraneous distractions that we have all around us. So I turn off the radio, I turn off the TV, and I just stay centered and am mindful as I do certain activities. And I certainly don't do this all the time. Of course, I sometimes listen to the radio in the car, and I sometimes listen to things or watch things while I'm working in the kitchen. But I'm sharing this because I make doing things in silence and mindfully another part of my routine. And so I feel really well rounded in that way, and that I'm not always using distractions, but I'm also okay with, listening to the radio or watching something while I work too. It's just that I make more than one way a part of my routine. So I'm going to share another thing that I do for inner peace, and that is the journaling that I do. I do a journal for around 17 minutes or so a day, and that really, really helps me get my thoughts out of my body, out of my mind, and onto paper where I can let them go if I need to, or I can come back to things if I need to. But it's an extremely useful way to be at peace as a parent, is to journal, if only for a few minutes a day. It truly is a transformative practice that anyone can do. And I'm going to stop there with my tips for inner peace. Of course, I have many more, but I just want everyone to know that these are two simple things that everyone can do. We can all put meditation into our life or mindfulness into our life in some small way every day, and we can all just jot down thoughts and feelings that take them out of our bodies and out of our minds and put them on paper where we can let them go if we need to. So I hope you have enjoyed these two tips, and I'm really, really grateful that I have this opportunity to share these things with you. You can find out more about me on letahamilton.com. That's Leta Hamilton.com. I have 4 books on my website for you to look at, and also my other practices that I do, and things that I have for parents on there. So please do go take a look. And I'll be back next week with another video. And I'm going to talk about my kids a little bit more in the next video. We're going to talk about what it's like to be in a really loud and noisy environment. I have 4 little boys between 2 and 10. And we're just going to talk about what it's like to be in chaos every single day. So that's for next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and namaste.